Well, hello everybody, welcome back to H1Z1. Today's episode is going to be about the base building, following on from our last episode. I've done a bit off camera, and I've also gathered quite a bit of resources so as we can start building this old base together. I decided, if you watched my last video, I didn't know whether I could place anything along here. Now I could, but it would have been higher than this one. So yeah, I gave up on the idea of placing another deck foundation there. Instead I've just placed an expansion just here. And if we look around here, I've also managed to place a deck foundation here, yeah, so it lines up fairly close to this wall here. So if you can imagine, when this is sort of like finished, there's going to be double walls on the tamper here, yeah, and there's also going to be double walls here. Now you're probably wondering, oh, the idiot has placed a shack round the wrong way. But I shall go into that in a second with you. That was purposely done. Now, because I couldn't place anything, at the back, attach another deck foundation to this one here, is what I've done. As you can see, I've put another expansion on that deck there. So we're left with a gap here. Now, what I could have done perhaps is place a long base, a large base, just to cover that gap. But the thing is, the problem we've got is there's this gap here. You see, in between these two walls, we will still have that same gap, even if I placed a large shelter here. So I'm going to leave this empty. What we could do is we could probably put I don't know, some punji sticks or something around there, just to stop players and zombies and that trying to get up onto it. They wouldn't be able to do anything because there's going to be walls around here as well, so they're not going to be, it's not going to amount to anything. They're not going to be able to get in any sort of shape or form. The only downside is, well, it's not actually a downside, because is what we'll have to do is, when we put the roof on, that's even if we decide to put roof on each and every individual and deck foundation. So is what I could do is I could place a large shelter here, put a large shelter, up a large shelter across there, and a small one on top of that, and that will make the roof. So actually that would be a double, wouldn't it? So that would be one. That would come to about here. No, it is a single, isn't it? Yeah, of course it is. So anyway, yeah. This shelter I'm going to probably leave here. Yeah, I'm going to keep that here. But you can see by walking inside that deck foundation is slightly higher than like the one we stood on. Hence why the planks have glitched through the floor. But never mind. That's it's not all bad. It's not all bad. Like I said earlier on in the last episode, this isn't going to be our only base. Yeah, I mean, we've got that one there. We've got this one here. What I'm all about is trying to build a real decent sized base. Whereas, if it ever came to it and we decided to go over to a PvP server, we will have a sort of design in our heads. That is going to be, it's going to be safe, for vehicles and other players. Well, you say safe, once people start being able to create the old, the explosives, then yeah, nothing's safe. So anyway, I don't know whether my intentions are going to be to, go further that way or that way. But we're going to concentrate on this bit here that we've done so far. Okay, so right now, coming down to this one, you will see there's a step. Doof. Oh, sorry, here. There's a step there, but as you can see, crouch down, nobody or nothing can get through there, because what I've done is I've put a deck foundation going underneath that way, and I've put this one on top going that way, so that stops anybody from being able to get in. And as you can see, they fixed that problem, you know, where you put what do you call it, like an overlapping expansion onto a deck foundation. It doesn't sort of like give you that fuzziness, if you like, that glitchiness like effect. So yeah, that's good, that's good. Anyway, the reason why I've put this shack on here like this is if I was to try placing it here with the door facing out, it went red, totally red, because of the upper expansion here. But I could place it on the expansion facing that way, no problem, and it went green. What I was hoping was that once it was placed, that this part of the floor would hit this deck foundation here, but it didn't. So we're left with a bit of a hole, a bit of a gap. But that's again not anything to worry about, because is what we can do when it comes to doing the roof. I can put 3 of these alongside of each other, and then put 3 upper shelters going over. Yeah, so basically the roof is going to be pretty well equal all the way around these foundations. So if you can imagine, if I put a large shelter here and then put a roof on, it will glitch through the top of that base there, and it would be higher in places. I don't want that. I want it sort of fairly even. So anyway, that's where we are at the moment. So I think is what I might do today is, actually I was going to put a down here. I was thinking about putting another foundation, which I'm hoping will work. Yeah, it should work. Hopefully it'll go to sort of like the edge of this wall here. Okay, it does look as though we're a little bit pissed, you know, in regards to the road. I should show you what I mean in a momentio. But then again, if we jump down here, if we look at this, the lining of this tamper here, it's not too bad, you know, from the edge of the road here to the edge of the tamper. Not too bad. So anyway, let's go. I'm gonna grab an expansion to put on there. Now, is what I might do with that is leave that open. So I could always put a ramp like here. Well, not on the road, because I don't like that. Perhaps put a ramp down here somewhere, so as we could actually drive up and get into the base that way. You know, but the only problem we're going to have is all these blackberry bushes. Now they're going to be in the bloody way. But never mind. Right, let's have a look anyway. I'll give you an example of how many resources I've gathered over the last day or so. Still got the Jeep. Now people have been querying about you know parking vehicles on a deck foundation. Now, ever since the deck foundations come out and the expansions then came out, now I've always parked my vehicle on directly on the foundation. Okay, don't park it on the expansion, because then it probably will glitch through and you know, land on the road or or wherever wherever your base is. It will glitch through the floor. But then again, they may have sorted that. But a lot of people that I play with are a bit, they're a little bit up in the air about parking them on here. But this vehicle here has not been moved now for 2 days, and it's still there. Okay. you know, I've got a vehicle, I should be using it. But the problem you've got is, what I like to do is, you know, I wait to a certain point of the day where, you know, where there's not so many people on, then I can use the vehicle, go around, you know, all the other, you know, all the old scrap cars, gathering sheets and things like that, or even going out, you know, running over wolves and things to get some animal fat and stuff, you know what I mean? But anyway, take it from me that parking a vehicle on a deck foundation is safe, but just bear in mind the expansions are not. I believe so anyway. I'm not actually going to take the risk on trying to park a vehicle on an expansion because I don't want to lose it. Because again, you know, you come onto a nice fresh map, and the first thing people go for are the vehicles, and the hoarders sort of like come out, and then, you know, all the vehicles are gone. So all the people that want to play the game for the very first time, they've not had access to a vehicle, find it hard. So, you know, I know how you feel, people. I know how you feel, because I've been there many times myself. You know, I've gone from one wipe to another and not had a single vehicle, but then on the next wipe, you know, I've managed to grab one or two vehicles. But if somebody wants one, you know, and if I've got two, they can have it. You know what I mean? As long as I've got one, I'm happy. Because at the end of the day, you can only drive one vehicle at one given time. So the hoarders, pff, to you. Right, anyway, an example of how much we've got so far. Got to manage to grab a couple of fire axes. Right, in this old crate here, we have 181 metal sheets that I've managed to accumulate. Where's my scrap metal? I should have some scrap metal in here someplace. 203 scrap metal. I've got about 80 wooden logs. I've just been out on the old chop. There we go. We'll place those in there. So we've got almost 90 logs, and in here we've got enough now to make another 40 sheets. So obviously 80 bars gives you 40 sheets, which I'm very, very, very happy about. So I'm going to do that off camera. I'm going to convert these into sheets. I'm going to make some walls and maybe a few shelters, if we can get round to that. As long as I get the first layer of walls up, that is something, you know, just to see where we are. Okay, so give me a few minutes. Hopefully it'll be daytime then, and I'll be back. Right, okay, right, I've got a number of walls made, and a gate, and a couple of expansions. Now, before I forget, I can't remember if I've ever told you this, but there is a reasoning behind putting two doors here, or two gates. If you were to close this one here, right, if let's just say you're away, you're off camera or off game or whatever, and you've got a vehicle inside there. Now the whole object of this, if somebody was to manage to get into this part of your base, okay, with no problem at all, they will not be able to look under the gates to see if you have a vehicle. Isn't that clever? Yes. And as long as you've got no gaps in your walls and things like that, your vehicle should be safe. So it's going to be sort of like down to them. They're going to be sort of like probably wasting a lot of explosives and things like that just to try to get into your base, because you might not even have a vehicle in here. So it'd be a total waste of time. So anyway, right, getting on with the game. Getting on with the build. Close the gate. Right, is what I've decided. Now, if you look over here quickly, I'm going to place, well, I'm not going to place it. I've made two expansions. Now, if you look here, now that one tallies up quite nicely, yeah? But the problem I've got is, if I was to place this over there, if you look right in front of me to my left hand side, there's going to be a gap. See? like there is over there. So the only way that I'm going to be able to do anything with this is if I was to place both of those down and then get a large shelter to go out that way. That will cover that gap up. But I'm not too sure whether I really want to do that. Because if I was to place one here, let's bring it up again. If I was to place one just there and then have a large shelter going across, that would be like the same height as that. But the problem is then the shelter I place here is not going to tally up with that one there. Okay, so I'm gonna muddle over that for a little while and see what happens. But I have decided to place another expansion here. Here we go. So we can make this a bit bigger. See what I mean about the glitchiness? If you was to try and place another one on top, see how it glitches? You know, it goes all really funny and horrible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wall off this whole area here. I've decided to place a gate here. So is what you can do. You see, you can drive up through here or walk, whatever you want. You can either place your vehicles in here, have a gate there so people can't get in, or you could obviously, you know, wall off all this area, put a vehicle in here and also down there. Well, that, you know, that's the plan. So anyway, let's get on with some of the walls that I've made. I've got 17 here, couldn't carry any more. So let's place one there, one there, carry on around. We're going to need a lot of walls for this whole place. Oh, actually, I didn't really want to place that one. Can I take that one down? I don't think I can I? Oh, I can. Good. Yeah, because it's what I'm going to do here, you see, is I'm going to put a large shelter, because the door will be here, and it can overlap then to square it off. So I don't really need to put a wall there for now, but I will put one here, and another one here, and another one here. Now with this one here, I could actually put a large shelter here, because the door would be just here. Or I could just, the only problem I've got is I've got that wall there, which I can take down later on. Nothing is going to be happening here at the moment, although when I get to the top, no, because we're still going to be left with a big ass gap. Before I forget, let's go and place that gate, because that gate has got to be positioned right, because if you can see here, because we've got an expansion, the gate actually needs to be on this part here. So I'm going to place that, yeah, I'm going to place that there. So let's get the gate out, place there. It should be fairly tight. You'd have to have the door open here to be able to see down through there. That will open that away, so you can actually still open it and close it, no problem at all. Just put the code in. Code, same as before. There we go. Oh, I've got to rest in bed in a minute. So this part then is going to be all closed off, but I'm not going to place a wall here just yet, because we will be placing a shelter here somewhere. So it might be the, you know, a total waste of a door. But then again, actually, hold your horses. We will have to put a double shelter here, I think. It will just block that corner off. Although fences might, walls will do the job. Oh, there's a gap there. Did you see that gap? If I place that there, I can place a wall there. You see what I mean? I could place a wall there, but we've left with a gap. So yeah, a large shelter is going to have to go across here. Okay, no problem. And that doorway there will be closed off, like so. There you go. So we've got a few gaps in this old base that need addressing drastically. Because again, like anybody could stand down there, in a way they could jump up somehow and get inside. But with the large shelter being placed on here, they will, you know, they're going to find it hard. Now the only problem I'm thinking I might have is when it comes to placing the, you know, the roof on the base, is we're going to be left with a few gaps up above. So we're going to have to try and work that that problem out. Yes, right. Let's get on with placing some more of these bad boys. So I've decided to leave that one for now, just in case we can put a large shelter there. Just wondering if it should tally up, but we're still going to be left with a gap here. We'll see. We'll see. Can't put a large shelter here facing that way because like the door would be there and it would go red anyway. So let's close that off. Close all this off here. Now I don't know what to do with this side at the moment. I might just wall it off and have done with it. See, there's a gap there, so is what I think I might have to do, is do exactly what I've done that side. Put a large shelter here, yeah, on this expansion, so it overlaps, and we should close that gap off. So I'm not going to extend it any more that way. I don't think it's worth it, to be honest. Close that off. So there's your gap, but like I said, that will be closed off with a shelter. So we could extend, we could go out that way one more, but again, I don't think I'm going to bother. This is going to be, you know, this is one of our bases. Is what I plan on doing later on. Oh, I've run out of walls. Is what I plan on doing later on is moving out of Pleasant Valley, because I don't know if you've noticed, we do get quite a lot of lag around Pleasant Valley, which is going to be the case for quite a while, I would imagine. So is what I plan on doing is going out in the sticks there somewhere, out in the open, right out there somewhere, because we've got a vehicle. As long as I can make sort of like the basics of a base, you know, here, so as I can take it over to wherever we decide to go, I'll be good, and I'll be able to leave the vehicle there then, and know it's going to be safe. So is what I'm going to do off camera quickly. I'm going to make one. I'm going to make 2 large shelters, or maybe even 3, because I want to close that. Is it 3 or 4? Might make 4. So give me a minute and I'll be back. Hey, welcome back. Right, I've made 4 large shelters. I've made a couple more walls and what else did I make? Made something else. Can't remember. I'll have to have a look in my backpack. Right, so I'll tell you what, let's get on with this one first. I want it in line with that one there. So therefore, the door will probably be around about here. Not there, it's going to overlap. Shit. Let me just try some. Have a look from this angle. Yeah, it's going to overlap. So that will mean we're going to be left with a gap. What about if I place it there? Yeah, we're going to be left with a gap no matter what. Shit. So that will mean then the roof is going to be all out of shape, I'm afraid. So we've cocked it up here somewhere, but we'll keep on trying. So I'm going to place it anyway. That closes that gap off. You know, it's just, like, at the end of the day, it's security. if people can't get up into this part of your base, there is no way they're going to get up onto your roof. The only thing that they can use the roof for is to fire sort of like grenades or things like that inside. But anyway, this part is getting closed off. There is going to be a gap there, so anybody that is down, on the outside down there that may be able to jump up might be able to look inside. But again, there might be a way we can work around that. But then, saying that again, no, that's right. Thinking out loud. Right, so let's open the old gate. I'm going to stick another large shelter just here. Spin it around. There we go. So that one now overlaps. So that closes that off. See? Closes that off. I'm not sure whether I'd be able to still put a wall along there just to close that gap off. I perhaps should have put the wall there first. Yes, if I'd have put the wall there first and then placed the shelter, that would have closed that area off. But not to worry, because what we could still do is we could still put a shelter here. Now that will close that gap off. Now here, like I said, I'm not 100% sure what I want to do here. Like, I could place a large shelter just there. Spin it around. There you go. So the door would be just there, and I could put a small shelter there and a large shelter there. So it just means that I wouldn't have to, I wouldn't have to place another wall there. Yeah, shall we? Yep, too late, we've done it. So there you go. So a small shelter there now. We'll close that corner off so nobody will be able to look in through there. We can put a large shelter in here, and we're still going to be left with this sort of like area here that we'll be able to walk around in and play about with. Now the other shelter, this is my headache. So if I place this shelter here now, spin it around, drop. So we've got a one wide walkway, if you like, but it's closed that gap off, and we're still left with a gap underneath. But it's like I said before, from the outside looking in, you wouldn't be able to, because there's two expansions there. So I'm not too worried about that at the moment. So we can wall off the rest of this here. I think I'm just gonna stay with one. What do you call it? Now placing this here, it does overlap slightly. There you go, but only slightly. I can live with that because it does give us a little bit more room to play with. I'm going to place a couple of walls that I've got left on me. I'm going to have to make some more walls, obviously, but I need more wood. I've used all my wood. So let's close this off anyway, this part here. Oh, we've got two upper walls. That was the other thing that I had. Close that off. So that's all finished with this part. So again, obviously, we're going to put some shelters along here. That is the only thing that's pissing me off, is that there. We're going to have to try and do something to close it off. But then, like, vehicle wise, this I know is going to be fairly secure here, I think. He thinks there's a gap. There's going to be a gap. But we can we'll work around it. We'll it's not all doom and gloom. I wouldn't say I'm the best base builder, but we give it our best shot. But you learn by your mistakes. Whatever we cock up here, we know we're not going to do it in the next one. So let's put some more walls down. Place that one there. Place that one there. And we've run out. So we need another 2, 5, 6 walls for that end. 6 walls there, 6 walls, 6. I think that was it. Oh, that's not too bad. In total, we need another 6 walls. I've got the metal. I just haven't got the wood, so I should do that off of camera. So anyway, I'm going to leave you good people here for today. If you like what you see, as per usual, please hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and please share my old videos. Be much appreciated. So until the next episode, ladies, gents, boys and girlies, bye bye for now. Bye bye. Yeah.